Continue with the previous topic. Now we will talk about the other trend cities. We already know how the cities of Paris, London, and Milan are part of the birth of trends. As well, we know how trendsetters interact with each other in the places in the city. Now we will see a few more cities with the same relevance as the previous one. Are you ready? Let's go.
New York City was the most important culture center in the world. It has been and continues to be influential on a global scale. It was the center of fashion in the United States, where the best known fashion designers worked. Fast fashion spread through the country, such as the hippie style and hairstyle, who also influenced heterosexual and homosexual groups. The culture of dance and club music created the worldwide disco phenomenon. Popular nightclubs are created, such as the famous Studio 45, known for attracting a diverse mix of people. Hip hop and breakdance is also something characteristic of New York that influenced the big clothing brands. Cinema in New York has been the inspiration of stories and timelines that we can all remember and influence. It also has beautiful museums, galleries, and libraries dedicated to preserving and displaying world history.
Los Angeles is known for its sunny climate and the second most populous urban agglomeration in the United States. Surfing is characteristic of the city. It began to spread in other countries and was adopted as a lifestyle by a group of upflurry young people. The style and subculture of motorcyclists also began to develop in the city. The city is also the center of the American film and television industry. No other city in the world has so many creative artists, performing artists, and visual artists living in one place.
The hippie culture is the largest of the 20th centuries and arose in Northern California. Several famous writers settled in the city and were recognized for their styles and open mind. The wine industry was important in the city, creating its style of wine. Groups of homosexuals began to arrive and live in San Francisco, becoming one of the cities with the most highest concentration of gay population of any American city. The people who live in San Francisco are very diverse crowd, from homosexuals to young people, writers, and artists. The diverse population made the city more open-minded, unafraid to change and try new things.
As already mentioned, New York City is the most important culture center in the world, being the influencer of global scale. The areas where it stands out were art, musical theater, ballet, music, fashion, food, and advertising. For art, there were several presentations at museums where artists presented their works to the world. It attracted the attention of millions of painters and sculptors from all over the world to live in the big city. For the field of fashion, the city is the center of fashion in the United States. In addition, it gave a new perspective to its styling styles, such as long hair in the hippie style, to later go from extreme to the other one and spread the haircut on the part of homosexual hippies. For the culture, dance and music were a trend in dance clubs, currently known as discotheques. Here, a huge number of different people meets, creating new styles, trends such as disco styles, hip hop style, and breakdance. Finally, the cinema, where the dates, many films, series, and others are made and set in New York, reflecting on screen their lifestyle, behavior, and the distinctive characteristics of the inhabitants of the big city.
Continue with the cities, we travel to Los Angeles. This city popularized the sport of surfing, proclaiming it as the California lifestyle. There were also more evolutions in this area, such as the birth of lightweight plastic surfboards, the clothing of Hawaiian shirts, shorts, and flip-flops. But Los Angeles was not limited to spreading the trend of surfers, but it also played an important role in the evolution of the motorcycle style. In addition, it was the center of the American film and television industry. The city is home to many directors, screenwriters, set directors, actors, etc. So it's not strange to meet your favorite director or artist while strolling on the streets.
And finally, the city of San Francisco, the city of the open mind. Here are the vast majority of trendsetters that we saw early. As they could be free, express themselves, act, and behave they wanted. The city itself was susceptible to change, and no one was afraid to try new things. It was the city that began the hippie style, literary readings, a little different from the usual, the awakening of the American wine industry, and above all, the variety of changing lifestyle and characterized the city of San Francisco.
Our conclusion highlights the importance of knowing the cities that give rise to some trends. Each one was able to develop their trends and spread them to the rest of the world. To better understand it, let's review each one quickly and generally. New York was considered the world center of art, fashion, dance culture, and film. Los Angeles popularized the sport of surfing, lifestyle, and American film and television industry. And San Francisco, which stood out of its open mind. It was the home to many trendsetters. As well, it develops a variety lifestyle, hippie fashion, new literature, and wine industry.
Now, we realize their roles in spreading trends, but we also think that more cities in America could fall in this category, such as Chicago, Washington, D.C., Miami, Seattle, Las Vegas, New Orleans, and Boston. In the end, both the cities have seen in the class and those just mentioned were, are, and will be very important, making lifestyles points of attraction and trends.